Are you or aren't you going to drop me again, Seneca? That's all, just that.
Kim, it is not a question of dropping you.
Whatever you want to call it. Are you in or out of my life? Because you keep saying one thing and doing another.
Now, look, if I didn't care about you, would I have gone over to your mother's house this afternoon?
I wish I knew. One minute you say you're involved, and the next minute you're listening to Adam running over to my mother's house to discuss my sex life.
Wait. Adam came to me out of concern, and very rightly so.
I hate the idea of other people talking about me behind my back.
Kim, when you lie, when you manipulate, when you tell everybody a different story.
You interfered. My mother and I were getting along just fine till you stepped in. As a matter of fact, we shared more last night than we ever have since I've been here.
And the only problem being that you weren't telling her the truth.
I was, too. Most of it. Do you always go around telling the whole world everything? Haven't you ever held something back for your own reasons? To protect somebody? Maybe for your own privacy?
Now, look, I am not the issue here.
No, I am. All of a sudden, I'm community property around here. Adam gets offended because I want to go to bed with him, so he goes running to you. You go running to my mother to drop your little bomb, and then you back off.
All right, now, Kim, just stop it. I went over to your mother's today because I had to.
Sure.
But I can't continue to involve myself with somebody else's daughter.
I wish... Couldn't you just forget about my mother for now? Forget about the whole daughter business? I know I saw you as a father figure. I was upfront about that. You set me straight, didn't you? I'm your friend. I'm not your father. I'm your friend. Seneca, you said that, and I want to know. Are we?
Yes, we are. To a point.
Up to which point, exactly? To the point where it becomes inconvenient for you, or bores you, or makes you a little bit uncomfortable? Because heaven forbid I should be affectionate.
Kim, look, I am genuinely sorry if I have disappointed you, but I really think that you've come to expect too much from me.
Maybe. But whose fault is that? Why did you let me build up my expectations? Why did you take the trouble to explain me to my mother and vice versa? It sounds funny, but I got the impression you enjoyed that. Why did you lay all that money into my rehearsal? Come to my rehearsals. Talk to my director. Was that appropriate? You made yourself important in my life.
All right, okay. All right, we've already discussed the fact that I let myself become too close to you.
We haven't discussed it. You laid down the law. You're famous for that. Only the law doesn't apply to you. You put yourself in the center of everything, and then you turn around and walk away.
Kim, I don't know what you want me to do. I did what I thought was right.
I don't want somebody to tell me what to do. I want somebody who cares and keeps caring. Every time things get hard with my mother, she says, the hell with her.
Now, your mother happens to care a great deal about you.
Only when things are going her way.
Look, I'll tell you what. I've mediated between the two of you before.
More like a referee.
I'll do it one more time.
No, don't you dare call her.
Kim, she has to know where you are. Now, you'll talk, and I'll be the buffer.
We won't talk. All we'll do is yell, and we've done that already.
Well, maybe I have to yell some more before you can agree.
We won't agree.
I'll help.
Yes.
You're right, it's Seneca. I wanted you to know that Kimberly was over here.
Send her home immediately.
No, I don't think that she'll agree to come home, Ray. She's just not ready.
All right, fine. Then you keep her there because I have a few things I want to say to her.
She'll be right over.
Hi, I'm sorry to bother you at this hour, but I need to talk to Dee.
I'm sorry, Roger. Dee's not here. I haven't heard from her all day. Come in, though, won't you?
Thank you. It's a long trip out here.
Yeah, but I always like the going back and forth. It gives one time to think about things.
Certainly does.
Dee will be sorry that she's missed you.
You think so?
Oh, I know so. Joe's over at his uncle's. I just thought I'd stay home and be domestic today.
She didn't say when she'd be back, did she?
No. But you're perfectly welcome to wait. Can I get you a drink or coffee?
No, thank you. Actually, I'm not very fond of waiting. This is a lovely apartment.
Yeah. Joe feels at home at the sea, so we brought the sea home, if you follow me. But I guess it's changed a little since I moved in.
How so?
Noisier. My husband seems to think that it's homier, less of a bachelor pad. Why do I feel like I put my foot in it?
Oh, no, not at all. I was just making the obvious connection. For years, my little bachelor apartment was quite adequate. I liked being alone. Of course, there were a few invited guests.
Oh, more than a few, if I can believe half of what I've heard.
It's funny, I never thought I'd get married. From what I observed of the institution, it was a trap and a bore.
Did you change that?
Yes.
Now the apartment feels empty without her?
Yes, it does.
I guess that's why you came all the way out here today.
I wanted to talk to Dee. More importantly, I wanted to listen. I mean, I have been so damn mad over Dan Fox, and more specifically, that she lied to me about him, that I haven't had a chance to really hear what she's been trying to say to me.
Maybe you didn't want to, Roger.
I didn't want to hear that I might not be blameless in all this. She's probably told you about my affair.
Oh, no. Dee's been remarkably loyal.
Well, there was a reason for it. Adequate reasons, I thought. But I broke it off.
Forgive me, it's none of my business, but as I understand it, Dee had her reasons, too. Like extortion.
And no one to turn to, especially not me. But I still find it very hard to believe that she didn't encourage him, at least in the beginning.
Oh, Roger, from what I hear about Dan Fox, he hardly needs encouragement.
And I was not totally ungenerous. I mean, she could have sold her coat that fit. She could have pawned her diamond if she needed cash that badly.
Well, maybe she was afraid that you'd notice if she did something like that. Above all, I know that Delia has been scared to death.
I feel worse about that than anything else. We said we'd always trust each other.
Did you? Let me ask you one question. Aside from all these complications and things.
What?
Do you love her?
That is complicated.
Yes, but it's basic. It's why your apartment feels so empty. It's why you came all the way across Brooklyn. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth.
Yes, I love her.
A lot?
Yeah.
That's good. She's nuts about you. And I don't mean crazy and neurotic. She really wants your love and wants your life together. Listen to me. Who am I? She ought to be here. Why isn't she here to hear this?
I don't think I'd have the stamina to say all that again.
Oh, I will. I mean, I'll tell her that you were here and everything.
Will you?
Oh, of course I will. And I have a hunch that you're going to hear from her soon, too.
I hope so.
You know, I have a feeling that if you two just clear the air, you can get back to basics.
Maybe you're right. Thanks, Sean.
You're welcome.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Where is she?
In the living room.
I'm terribly sorry about this, Seneca.
I understand.
Kimberly, there are some fundamental things that I want you to know. Now, understand this, Kim. Never, never again in your life will you do that to me. Never will you touch me in anger.
It was self-defense, damn it. You were breaking my arm. You were holding me there against my will.
You will not touch me. You will not walk out on me. You will not slam a door in my face.
Why not? Isn't that what you've done to me all my life?
Oh, no, you don't do that to me, my child. And yes, you are my child, but you're not going to lay that guilt trip on me anymore, because I've paid, and I've paid dearly.
The only way you ever paid is with your big fat checkbook.
You turned up on my doorstep some months ago, determined to extract your pound of flesh. You begged for my involvement in your life. You demanded my attention.
Attention, yes. Some recognition on your part that you're responsible for my being alive.
Well, you got it. Overnight, I turned myself into the mother of an adolescent, and mark that, adolescent person. I did it under great duress, coping with that situation. I don't know much about mothering, but I have had a great deal of experience dealing with people
Pushing people
general.
around.
And I did what I thought was best.
For a 2-year-old.
For you, and I'm sorry if you don't always agree with my point of view. But as long as you are in New York City and under my roof...
Well, I'm not. Yes, I'm in New York City, but I'm not under your roof, and I never want to be. And as for me raising a hand to you, don't worry about it, because I'm never going to get that close again.
Wonderful. Where are you going to stay? What are you going to do for money?
I can survive. Until my play opens, I have food and car fare money like everybody else. And I know just about how much faith you have in me and my talent. But I'm pretty damn sure when my play opens, I'm going to be getting calls from agents and producers and...
Asking you to take off the rest of your clothes.
Maybe I'll just try street walking. I understand there's a huge demand for my type.
All right, now just hold it, will you, both of you? You're both out of control.
I am not out of control, but I will be if she opens her mouth one more time. When anybody is as gratuitously rude and
Rude? Is that what this is about, Mama? Manners? Appearances? What's appropriate? You're just making the noises you think a mother ought to make. If I thought you gave a damn about me, maybe I'd be able to stomach it. What this is about is what Ray Woodard's daughter looks like to the rest of the world now that she's crawled out from under her rock. Rude. I'm being polite. Someday I'm going to tell you what I really think of you.
Wonderful. I'm sure Seneca will be interested, and then when you're through, I'll tell you what I think of you.
No way, no, not for either one of you. And I suggest that you both just cool down before you say something that can't be fixed.
All right, you're right. We need a little distance.
Distance is all we've ever had. Now I know why. You can't stand the sight of me.
Sweetheart, right now,
Ray,
I can't...
hold it.
Let her go. She's only going to agree with me. One of the few things we agree on.
I was going to say that right now, Seneca is the only one with any kind of perspective at all. Will you please keep her here with you tonight?
Fine with me. I can't go with her.
Seneca, I realize that it's an imposition, but we really should not be alone together until we can be more objective about all of this.
Yeah, sure. All right.
Thank you. I'll call you in the morning, Kimberly.
Next Christmas will be just fine.
I will call you early tomorrow morning. No, thank you, Seneca. I'll see myself out. Good night.
Good night, Ray.
See?
I like Dee a lot, but she is using the best pillow, you know.
Well, she's allergic to the other ones, but she did apologize profusely. Hey, do you really mind about her?
Well, it isn't exactly the honeymoon I had planned.
Oh. Well, we'll have our honeymoon someday.
Sure, we'll take the kids.
No, before that. So you don't mind about her?
No. What about you?
Well, no, not really. I mean, I do miss our privacy. But it makes me feel good to be doing something for somebody else now.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, you know. Mary and I felt so differently about Dee. Mary just didn't like her self-pity or her manipulating. And I saw all that, but I felt sorry for her. I know what it's like to be the underdog, even if you asked for it. So I guess I was always a little closer to Dee than anybody else in the family.
Mm-hmm.
Mary always thought I was being disloyal or dishonest. Do you think so?
You always think the worst of yourself. Maybe you just had a slightly larger heart than she had. At least where non-Ryans are concerned.
That makes me feel terrible.
How?
Well, I just got this burst, a sudden feeling of victory, like I'd scored a couple of points. Even though Mary's dead, I'm still competing with her.
Well, maybe that's one way of keeping her alive.
I love you. Thank you for knowing that. So much of my time, so much of myself was really involved with Mary. Getting mad, finding ways to get back at her. Competing.
Loving her?
Oh, yes. I wish I'd said more about that. Now I just have this big empty feeling where all these things are going around, you know?
I think I understand that, but only in my mind. You know, an only child doesn't know really what it's like to deal with a brother or sister.
Were you aware of feeling lonely growing up?
I don't think I ever let it surface, but I'll tell you this. I love the difference, being connected to you and your family. I suppose that's why I wanted